Welcome to the SFL. I'm Cameron Irvine, lead play-by-play man and commissioner of the First Football eSport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the Introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away, since rosters are locked during these months while the league wraps up seasonal competition and teams are re-signing or signing veteran players. If you join in any other month, becoming an undrafted free agent is your most likely route. Either option can net you success. If you're going into the rookie draft, a little bit of everything can go a long way in a competitive field. Make an impression by purchasing or gaining your points for player progression in advance. Earn a high chat ranking and show your desire and professionalism in the community chat rooms and in private messages with teams. Join a league staff, team, or contribute to the league's general fund. Drafts are held at the beginning of every June and December. If you're going to get scooped up as an undrafted free agent, your chat ranking determines what type of opportunities you could have. To find out if there are any recent openings on teams, check the player openings section of Discord. If all rosters are full, don't be discouraged. Opportunities come up all the time, and it may just be the perfect fit to start your career. Every offseason, you're able to start completely from scratch if you want, or you can negotiate a new deal with your current team or a different squad. Games are broadcast Sundays through Tuesdays on our SFL networks on Twitch, YouTube, and Fuel. While you're subscribing to those feeds, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and give us some love on Instagram. If you need or want to talk to league staff, we're always listed in gold at the top right of the member list in Discord when we're online, and we'll always try to assist you or make time for you as best we can. That's the Simulation Football League, and that's just the start. Thanks for being here to make an impact. I can't wait to call your name.
And returning it back the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick six.
Spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Like, oh, okay. So you need a quarterback? Sure.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
Throw, King wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's gotta be number one this week, and we just got started!
People like immersing themselves and all the buildup that goes in, and with that, this is gonna explode big time.
The SFL Network on YouTube welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Hey everyone, buckle up. Welcome to the final game of week 2 as the Queen City Corsairs takes on the Charleston Predators. We're live on YouTube tonight, presented by APM Music here in Buffalo, New York, also known as Queen City. I'm your play-by-play commentator today. Alongside me is Eric Vincent on stats. Eric, how are you doing tonight, sir?
Damon, I am doing spectacular. Thank you for asking. As we get a look at the team comparison here, we've got two teams here that are looking pretty good one in the loss column following week 1, and one with a big win in a big way with Charleston. And we will see if the Predators can finally get their first win against the Corsairs tonight.
Absolutely. It's going to be a night to remember here for both teams as we kick off week 2. Also, not to forget, we have Stephen Hacker on stats. Thank you, Stephen, for being with us and taking care of stats for tonight. And there's a coin toss, and the Predators choose to receive. And Eric, I think we're just about ready.
Oh, we are. I'm ready to go. I'm feeling good, feeling pumped.
Absolutely. Ball is on the tee. Kicker, how about you boot it? We're kickoff live and ready to go here in Buffalo. Here's the return man here for the Corsairs. Oh, he gets a man to miss, jumps over another, out down into the 32, looks like 33-yard line where he's going to be.
Yeah, it was a good-looking return there by Queen City to get out to the 32-yard line. And that's where we'll see legendary quarterback A.J. Caswell come out here.
Tonight's temperature for the night is 74 degrees. Cloudy. 3 wide receivers steady for the Corsairs. Here's a handoff into the halfback. He stopped for a 1-yard loss there. And that was Jared Willis on the ball carry.
And a good look there by the Queen City defense coming up and making a stop on Jared Willis, who spent last season and the season before that with the Chicago Wildcats, coming over to the Corsairs here in the offseason.
Defense in a 4-2 nickel. And off here to Willis once more. Willis does the stop move on there, and he's tackled and hit hard by the middle linebacker, Brandon Haight. Brandon Haight, that is.
Yeah, it looked like Jared Willis just hit the brakes there. He didn't want any part of that linebacker coming up and laying the lumber on him. So he just hit the brakes real quick. 2
wide receivers set. Far formation. 3-step drop here by Caswell. Caswell got a man right down the middle. Makes the reception. And that is Chris Curtis comes away with his first reception of the day, but he's not going to get enough for the first down.
And a quick 3 and out here for Queen City. They were they hit the gas going against London last week and actually kept pace with them for the first maybe couple quarters, first half or so, before London eventually overtook them. So they're looking to maybe get some fire in their bellies a little bit here. And that 3 and out isn't going to do it there, Damon.
You're right, Eric. Here's the punt here off to the Predators. And that ball is going to be down at the 24-yard line of Charleston. And Charleston with the black helmets, white jerseys, black pants look just like their logo after the Killer Whales. Love it.
I love the uniform, but honestly, it was a little confusing because they're very similar to Queen City's away uniform. So I was like, ooh, man, we got a scrimmage going? Well, what's happening?
3 wide receivers set here for TD Drew. In the backfield is the halfback, and that pass is caught for a first down. Trying to get the number of the receiver there, and that is Lance Delac.
There's a good-looking throw there by TD Drew, second year here with Charleston. Actually, the first year in Charleston. He was in Indy last season before they moved out here. But a good-looking throw there and a good-looking way to move the sticks to start things off.
Here's Drew on the 7-step drop, across the middle of the field again. He got another. He said, "Oh, what a spin move!" Picks up the first down as well. That is halfback Ken McCarro comes away with his first reception. Did I say halfback? Meant receiver.
They're both speedy guys. Look, Keith Swearingen is the guy that you're worried about, I'm sure. But
exactly.
Ken McCarro there with a great catch to start things off.
Three wide receivers set here now for Drew. One linebacker in the middle. There's a delay handoff there, and so Swearingen picks up 3 yards on his first carry after we saw him have an outstanding performance last week. Eric, you want to speak about it?
Oh, I've over 350 yards on the ground. That's nothing to shake a stick at there. 4 touchdowns. Everybody else on offense didn't really do much of anything and just watch the man work.
Yeah, absolutely. It was like watching Michael Jordan and all his teammates just sit there and just watch him play.
Oh, yes, sir.
Looks like Drew's going to change the play here, calling for an audible signal. See some of the defense that he loves. Hand off here to Swearingen up the middle, and Swearingen is hit and brought down hard. And give credit to inside linebacker Avery King on that tackle.
And that's 2 in a row there for Avery King. He's sniffed out Keith Swearingen here pretty early on. We'll have to see if that continues here on this 3rd and 6.
Well, King is a veteran here in the SFL. Been around for quite some time, so he knows how to sniff out a run play. 3-step drop it by Drew. Got a strike, calls him into the field to the receiver, and no good for the first down. That is Shea Carroll with his first reception, if I can recall. I haven't called his name as of yet.
Yeah, that was his first reception there. Unfortunately for him, not enough for the first down. A former teammate of mine down in Dallas. And, looks like Charleston going to gamble a little bit here, coming to the line on 4th and 1.
Trips left here for... There's a handoff here to the halfback. He picks up the first down.
This is a good-looking play here by Swearingen. Dovey actually did a great job coming off the edge and just swimming across his blocker to get the tackle there. I'm not sure
absolutely. Go ahead.
I was about to say, I wasn't even sure if they got the first down, honestly.
Right. I didn't think that he got it either, but the ref said first down. But I do agree with you that...
No, it wasn't turnover on downs.
Oh, it was? Oh, wow. Okay. Well, fool me. Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. Shame on you. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me.
See,
I guess you could say that was the second, but that was the first time, but it could have been the second. I don't know. Let's look at the inside linebacker, Haight. Twins left for Caswell. There's a 5-step drop by the quarterback. Got an out route down to the bottom of the field, and that pass is caught. And that is Chris Curtis, his second catch of the game.
Yeah, Curtis likes to get active in this offense here. He's one of those sneaky wide receivers, not necessarily the #1 threat, but he can get active and can get hot very quick, depending on where Caswell's looking. So definitely look out for him with the game upcoming here.
Caswell now in the shotgun. Takes a step back, throws it out route to the top of the field, and got the receiver there. 4th and inches. He's not going to get the first down.
Ooh, I don't know if I like that call. I would throw that red challenge flag out there. I'm not sure I like that call there. Not going to see the challenge flag though. I'm a little surprised by this, Demond. I wanted to see the challenge flag a little bit there. I thought the rookie tight end got enough for the first down, but Queen City going to punt here.
And here's the punt here by the punter. Three wide receivers now for Drew underneath the center. Drew on a 2-step drop, and Drew is hit in the backfield. Gets the pass out. It's going to be incomplete. 2nd and 10 now for the Predators.
Yeah, and he just had no time in the pocket at all. Pocket just collapsing around him very, very quickly there, and just had to get rid of the football. So an incompletion there on first down. Looks like Nacho Sicario wanted the challenge flag on that last play by Queen City as well there, Damon.
Three wide receiver set here now for Drew. Swearingen in the backfield. They're going to hand it off here to the halfback, Swearingen. And Swearingen is stopped at the line of scrimmage.
That was John Setzer getting in there from his defensive tackle spot. Made a good play. And they bottled up Swearingen pretty well here in the early goings. Haven't seen him break one just yet, but it is still early on. Plenty of time.
Here's Drew on a one-step drop. Goes out route to the top of the field. That pass is caught, but it's going to be short of the first down. And that is McCarroll on the reception. And looks like the tackle was Pharaoh Rings.
Yeah, not really a whole lot you can do there with 3rd and long. Unfortunately, having to hit that out route towards the top of the screen there and hope that he makes the one-on-one, play in the open field there. Just couldn't quite come up with it.
Oh, and that punt is almost blocked. Here's a fair catch call by the Corsairs.
And Davos Sanchez, the receiver now, or the returner now for Queen City. I'm used to seeing Sean Harrelson wear that number 11 back there, but he moved on in the offseason, so I'm having to adjust to a new number 11 back there.
Here's Caswell.
And looked like he was open there over the middle of the tight end. He just couldn't hold on to the football there.
2nd and 10 from your Americans, 40-yard.
James.
We are experiencing technical difficulties with the audio from our commentary crew. We'll be back very shortly.
Thanks, Kim.
2nd and 4. Here's a handoff here to Willis up the middle of the field. Willis gets the first down and more out to the 12-yard line, Eric. My goodness, what a run.
Man, they were looking good on that drive here. Jared Willis finally breaking through here against this tough Predator defense. And look at that gaping hole. I could have even run through that.
Shoot, my grandmother could have.
Ooh.
And she's 92 years old. So look at Haight, middle linebacker. What a name to have in football. 4 wide receivers set in for Caswell. Inside the red zone. The Corsairs are knocking on the door. There's pressure up the middle. Juke moving. He's brought down. That tackle goes to. Trying to see the number there. Is that 70? Great tackle. Great defensive pressure there by Bob Mallett, the defensive tackle, coming away with the sack.
Yeah, absolutely. And for a big fella like him, getting out there at 6'3", 325, able to follow that wily quarterback, making sure that he eats the turf. That was a great play there.
Absolutely. Here's a trips to the left here now for Caswell. Willis in the backfield all by himself. 2-step drop here by Caswell. Strike across the middle of the field. That pass is caught. Out down to the 7-yard line now. And that is Stephen Hacker on that reception.
And Hacker coming across the middle of the field there was hoping to get some extra yards. Still got 10 out of the deal, which is quite a substantial amount on that 2nd and long. It sets up 3rd and manageable here.
3rd and 5, you're right, Eric, here for the Corsairs at the 7-yard line. Here in Buffalo, New York, a.k.a. Queen City. 2-step drop here by Caswell. Got a man open, and no, he drops it as he's hit. Matthews Jr. couldn't bring it in. Great coverage here by the defense of the Predators.
As we get another look here, Zachary Bates comes in here like a heat-seeking missile. He saw it the whole way and was like, nah, rookie ain't going to get this one on me. Goes and slaps it away right at the exact right minute.
And the crazy thing about that, he's coming away from the free safety spot. That's on the other side of the field.
Yes.
He must have read that He must have read that and saw that route was going to be open. And he, like you say, he came seeking like a missile. Here's Ricky Matthews, set for the field goal attempt. And that kick is up, and it is good. 23 yards, right down the pike. The Queen City Corsairs will take the lead now, 3-0 up on the Charleston Predators. Eric, after seeing both teams with the ball thus far, what you make of it?
Well, Queen City has been looking good on both facets of the ball. They've stopped Keith Swearingen, which was the big question mark coming in here as he popped off almost 370 yards. And a week before, excuse me, and, on offense, they run down the field. Oh, man, we got some
return. Oh, out and down, tackled at the 44-yard line with 4 seconds left in the first quarter.
Lance Dulick has interrupted my analysis. Let's get another look. That's impressive, though. Just following his blockers here, just right up. Oh, man, just squeaks through. Little sidestep to the right there. Just didn't quite have enough speed as he's tackled from behind, but very impressive return there for the Predators.
There's T.D. Drew underneath the center. 3 wide receivers set. Here's a handoff here to Swearingen. And Swearingen right up the middle of the field. Picks up 9 yards on that carry. And that's going to end the first quarter. You're watching Simulation Football, presented by APM Music, APM Music House. Fuel the young imagination. Matt Dorr Design. Media Tech Institute. Do what you love what you do. Turn your passion into your profession. Arrow Shots brought to you by AirViews, United Way Drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Second and 1 now for the Predators. Swearingen picked up 9 yards on the last play of the first quarter. Trips left here for Drew. Drew underneath the center call and signal. Looks like the defense is in a 42, maybe a 3-3 nickel. And there's a handoff here to Swearingen. He's going to pick up the first down. Up the middle, breaks a few tackles, out and down and tackled at the 18-yard line. Swearingen with a big run, picking up where he left off last week, Eric.
I think old boy heard me up here in the media booth because I was just telling him that he was getting bottled up in these last 2 plays. Man, just like fire in a can, just boom, right up the middle, breaking tackles all the way into the SFL red zone there. Impressive play.
Looks like they're going to go to the other side with it. Looks like same formation. Trips right now for Drew. 2-step drop, throws a screen pass to the halfback Swearingen, and Swearingen is going to pick up 6 yards on that reception. Looks like Swearingen is brought down by 22 of the Corsairs, and that is Achilles Frank.
There's a bit of a combo tackle there by Avery King and Achilles Frank getting over there and making sure that Swearingen only got 6 and no more.
Here's Trips left now. Single back formation, handoff to Swearingen up the middle of the field, and Swearingen is tackled and brought down at the 5. Almost jumped out of my seat.
Man, it looked like he was going to hit pay dirt, didn't he? Watching this play live. He goes right up the middle, and then I don't know what happened. Maybe he just ran out of steam or whatever the case may be, but or he just hit a big salty defender there.
Where he ran right to Achilles Frank again.
Yeah. you get too many hits by Frank, and you're going to run a little slower too.
First and goal at the 5-yard line. Here's the Predators handoff here to Swearingen up the middle of the field. Swearingen's going to pick up 2 out to the 3-yard line. Great tackle there by the linebacker. And that was James Budden on the tackle.
And again, more of the same from Swearingen as he just busts up the middle there, and the Queen City Corsair defense ready for it. Looks like they might be stacking the box here a little bit as well. There are only 4 DBs out on the field.
3 wide receivers set. Hand out to Swearingen up the middle on a delay, and Swearingen's hitting the backfield. Going to lose a yard on that play. And he's hitting the backfield by Budden once again. These linebackers are playing some outstanding ball on the defense for the Corsairs.
Absolutely, and that makes you kind of wonder, maybe saw something. Maybe they just want more linebackers out on the field because they're coming out with more linebackers, less DBs.
3 wide receivers set here for the Charleston Predators. Hand off to Swearingen once more. Swearingen is denied again. What a goal line stand here by the defense of the Corsairs.
And Queen City had it red the whole time. Every play, they wanted to get it to Swearingen. 6'1", 245. He can run over anybody, right? Wrong.
He sure could.
Puts them into place.
He couldn't get it done versus Will Hammer. I tell you that much. Here's a field goal attempt here for the Predators. The kick is up, and it's good. 20 yards right down the pike. All tied now, Eric. 3-3. Defensive ball game. Both teams getting inside the red zone and only coming away with 3 points.
And I like defense. Defense is always good. And these defenses were looking good last week as well. Charleston looking particularly well as they only allowed 17 points and only 59 yards on the ground. Queen City with a less than enthusiastic game against London, but certainly can't tell here.
Here's a return. Gets Kenny. Makes a few guys miss out to the 36-yard line. On that return is it Davos Sanchez? Davos Sanchez? We just call him Devo. We just cut off the S. We just go.
Call him the Dirty Sanchez.
Shotgun formation here now for Caswell. 2 halfbacks in the backfield with him. Twins right. Calling the signal here in Buffalo. Strike cross the middle of the field. Too many people around. That pass is incomplete. Intended for Chris Curtis.
And a good defense set up there by the Predators. A lot of different bodies in that area, lots of white jerseys ready to make that play, and Caswell just not able to thread the needle there. If there's anybody that can do it, though, I think it's A.J. Caswell.
You're absolutely right. Caswell has a championship underneath his belt for these Queen City Corsairs. Single back formation, 3 wide receiver set. Here for the veteran. Caswell handoff into Willis. Willis trying to put on the spin move, but tackled. Brought down at the 41-yard line.
Yeah, Paul Connolly came in there and made the stop. Looked like there was another, the newly signed safety, Jack Hoffman, coming in there. Just signed this week, coming up and making the stop there as well. So good play by both safeties.
There's a trips left, out route down to the bottom of the field. That pass is caught by Matthews Jr. Matthews Jr. bulldozes his way first, picks up maybe 3 more yards after contact. What a play there by the tight end.
And James Matthews Jr. has been very quiet. He's been very inconsistent to start the ball game off. But when you're this wide open, you got to hold on to the football. And a good job there trying to throw the stiff arm, but Paul Connolly isn't going to fall for those tricks.
Absolutely. There on the tackle was Paul Connolly and also Kent Mace. 2 big guys. Connolly, 240 as a strong safety. I don't want to get hit by that dude.
No.
Hey.
No.
And Kent Mace is 260. My goodness, Matthews, great job by keeping hold on to the ball. There's a 5-step drop here by Caswell. Throws a swing pass to the halfback, and Willis is brought down after picking up maybe 2 yards.
And there's that man. He hate me. Old Brandon Haight coming up and making that stop there for only a couple yards.
I see what you did there, Eric.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One of my favorites.
I think he's everybody's favorite.
Yes. How could you not like someone that says he hate me on the back of his jersey?
2nd and 8. Caswell, empty backfield in the shotgun. Reads the progression. Throws a dart to the top of the field. And that is to Willis. Playing on the outside. Picks up the first down and 5 more yards more. 1st and 10 for the Corsairs. Out to Charleston, 28-yard line now.
Man, and we'll get another look at this, Damon. This was very impressive for the halfback Willis coming out here and running the route almost as crisply as a wide receiver, and then throwing that spin move, hoping to beat the newly signed Hoffman before he grabbed him by the ankles. Good play there by Willis.
I agree with you. That was an awesome route there. Able to do the run the out route in the route tree, and then once he made the reception, cut up field. Most of the time we see the receivers running right out of bounds. Strike across the middle of the field. That pass is caught, and they're going to give him 2nd and inches. I think he got the first down, Eric. And they're going to say Matthews is short.
Ooh, that's a toughie. That's a toughie right there. I don't know. It's further along in the game. I would have thrown the challenge flag possibly, but it looks like Queen City's content just coming up to the line quickly here.
I would have thrown the flag as well. Strong I formation, handoff here to Willis. Willis gets a block, and he picks up the first down anyway.
And that block really was all he actually needed, just that one block. That big offensive lineman comes out and makes that seal block there. That was Ryan Weller. And he didn't even have to hold on to that block long. He just needed a little bit of room, and sure enough, got just enough to get the first down before Haight came and made the tackle.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say that Brandon Haight came and cleaned up the show.
Uh-huh.
Here's Caswell, shotgun formation. 2-step drop, those an out route. Oh, that pass could have been picked up, but no, Matthews reels it in. What a catch by the rookie.
And Damon, I talked about it earlier. A.J. Caswell likes to thread the needle. He likes to throw the ball into tight spaces. We saw it with Chris Curtis earlier, trying to get it to him. This time he does get it to Matthew Jr. into tight coverage. What a play.
Zachary Bates missed the pick 6, I tell you that much. Here's Caswell, steps up in the pocket, and Matthews dropped it. Oh, what a play by Conley. Coming up from the strong safety spot. 240 pounds, I tell you, this guy hits hard. Was that Curtis the intended receiver?
Chris Curtis was the intended receiver, but man, Paul Connolly comes up and lays the lumber there. I think jars the ball loose and probably prevents the catch and the touchdown.
Here's Caswell. Caught in the signal. Defensive line does a shift to the right. Caswell caught in the signal. The 5-step drop here by the QB. Throws a dart down the bottom of the field. Got the first down. It's Chris Curtis.
And kudos to Curtis for making sure that his feet were in bounds. I would have liked to have seen him cut up field almost like Willis did earlier a few plays ago, but still gets enough for the first down, ends up moving the sticks, and it's a 1st and goal for the Corsairs.
At the 3-yard line of the Corsairs. 2 wide receivers set. Willis in the backfield, going to throw a screen pass to him. He's behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 4 yards. Now he's down at the 7. 2nd and goal.
Yeah, and I'm not a big fan of that play call there. Screen pass when you're literally feet away from the goal line. I don't like it one bit there. I would have just handed it off, throwing maybe an out route, maybe a fade to the back of the end zone there when you got a guy like Curtis. Poor play call, in my opinion.
Yeah, when you're down at the 3-yard line, you got to run that ball up the middle of the field. Caswell has all day long, gets pressured. Oh my goodness, what a hit! Did he keep his head on his shoulders? Bob Mallett, once again, his 2nd sack of the night, Eric. Take a look at it here.
Now, folks, be sure to press F in the chat to pay your respects here as Bob Mallett goes ahead and just buries A.J. Caswell. This is absolutely, oh, God. I'm surprised he didn't separate a shoulder or something on that hit, and that's 2 sacks for Mr. Mallett tonight.
3rd and goal here for Queen City. Throws an out route to Matthews. Matthews makes the reception, but he's hit and brought down at the 5-yard line. Tackled out of bounds. And I think there's Haight once again on the tackle. And they're going to have to settle for a field goal.
Yeah, and it goes back to that 1st down play call there as we get a look here. Matthew had some good space there, but good pursuit by the Predator defense to make sure that he didn't get any further than he did. Ends up being back at the 5, which is still 2 yards back from where they were previously to start this set of downs.
It's going to be a 22-yard field goal attempt. There's the snap. The kick is up. And it's good right down the middle. It's going to be a field goal. It has been a field goal night here in Buffalo, Eric. 2 minutes and 52 seconds left in the half.
And that's everybody's favorite right there. Kicker punter extraordinaire Ricky Matthews coming in and making another field goal. Only guy that does both kicking and punting duties. I love it.
Absolutely. And there's the kick there. Going back to Charleston. Return from the 10-yard line. And it's going to be down at the 26-yard line. And on that return was Lou Lake. Hey, let's go over to headquarters out down in Dallas, Texas, to the SFL commissioner for a game break.
Thank you, Demond. Over in Tulsa, Ashley Jackson escapes pressure and makes an incredible throw to the back of the end zone to Mike Osai. Tulsa leads Atlanta 10-7 in the second. Back to y'all.
Wow, Tulsa up big over Atlanta. Here's Drew on a 5-step drive. Drew throws a dart down to the bottom of the field. Spin move by the receiver. Picks up yards. 5 on the reception.
Number 22 with the push out of bounds.
And that was my guy I was talking about earlier, Sean Harrelson. He's coming over to Charleston. I was actually getting them both mixed up, Queen City and Sioux Falls. They both have similar colors. I'm a little colorblind, so, don't mind me. But Sean Harrelson coming over, making the big play there. Now a tight end with the Predators. And a good chunk of 5 on first down.
And Harrison has been in the league for a while, 7 years. Spent time with San Francisco and Carolina. 3 wide receivers set here. Hand off here to Swearingen, right up the middle of the field. Oh, Eric, if it would have broke off to the right, he'd probably still be running.
I don't think he saw it, Demond. I know you and I both saw it from up here, but man, I just don't think he saw it as he just wanted to barrel right up the middle, and unfortunately for him, got knocked back. Still got the first down, though.
Eric, that thing opened up like the Red Sea, man. I tell you, we could have walked across that thing for days. And that's the 2-minute warning. First and 10 here for the Charleston Predators. Hand off into Swearingen up the middle of the field, and Swearingen is hit hard after picking up 1 yard on the carry.
And Swearingen, he did a heck of a job. We keep touching on this, but he did a heck of a job last week against his opponent in week 1. He's only averaging less than 4 yards a carry so far. This is not the same guy we saw in week 1.
I absolutely agree with you. Here, J.D. Drew, swing pass to Swearingen. Swearingen has daylight for the first down, picks that up, and 3 yards more. Nacho Sicario on the tackle.
And see, this was a good play call. I like this screen play call here because it allowed Swearingen to just kind of sneak out of the backfield there. It was not man coverage at all, so he had plenty of space to run for, the first down out to midfield.
Eric, are you there? Here's a two-step drop by Drew. Drew throws a sidearm throw. That pass is deflected. And on that pass deflection was Orlando Martell.
And the Queen City defense has been looking good in this first half here. We've touched on it a little bit before, Damon, but they're continuing to look very good and shut down Keith Swearingen for the most part here, which is why it's the tight score that we've got.
Absolutely. Here's Drew right down to Swearingen once more, and Swearingen is going to pick up 8 yards on that reception. They're going to go no huddle here, Eric. 1 minute and 10 seconds left on the ticker. 3rd and 2 at Queen City's 42-yard line. Two-step drop, same play, dump it right back off to Swearingen. Swearingen's not going to pick up the first down. Tried to attempt a spin move, but hit hard, stopped right before the sticks.
And really interesting here, Charleston is actually going to burn a timeout on 4th down. I don't know if maybe they're thinking about going for it here on 4th and short to see if maybe they could pick up the first down.
I think they're going to go for it, Eric. Avery King was on the tackle. Trips left, here for J.D. Drew. Swearingen in the backfield by himself. Oh, there's a false start. Free play. He goes deep. Oh, he got this man down to the 4-yard line. What a play. Ken McCarroll wide open down the field. False start on the Corsairs, and Drew is just excited, jumping back there.
Damon, that is how a free play should be. When it's a free play like that, you know you got them jumping off sides. You go ahead and you bomb it deep, see what you can get, and sure enough, Ken McCarroll just beats the defense off the line, down inside the 10, 1st and goal.
Good things Frank was back there somewhere. He was able to run down McCarroll. If not, McCarroll would have crossed Hollywood Boulevard for the first time tonight. 3 wide receivers set here for the Predators. Swearingen in the backfield, offset. 5-step drop, throws across the middle of the field, touchdown! Sean Harrelson crosses Hollywood Boulevard, and we got our first touchdown of the night, Eric.
Man, and it took some time, but man, was it worth it. This is a very impressive route here run by the tight end, the former wide receiver. So obviously he knows the route tree very, very well, and he runs it right at the goal line, positions himself perfectly so that the defender cannot knock it away. Touchdown for the Predators.
Absolute great read there by Drew. Catches the tight end right across the middle. And like you said, Harrison used to play the wide out spot, so he knows the route tree, runs it just as better than anyone. Here's the extra point attempt. That kick is good right out in the middle. Ricky Matthews. And Charleston is up 10-6. Here over the Predators. Yeah.
Finally got a touchdown on the board.
Here's the kick return. And there's the return, and that pack going to be brought down at the 29-yard line. Sanchez once again on the return. His second on the night.
we'll have to see if Queen City has enough time here to answer all 3 timeouts. A little less than a minute to go. Caswell obviously has plenty of experience under his belt with these sort of things. As he comes out with 4 wideouts, I think they might air it out a little bit here, Damon.
Caswell, the 6-year veteran, 4 wide receivers, empty back formation. Got to get good blocking up the front, and he does. And that pass is caught and completed for a first down. Two-step drop here by Caswell. Caswell reading progression. That pass is almost picked off.
And that was the young buck, Damon, Jack Hoffman, coming over and swatting the football away. I think he could have had reservations for 6 with this guy, though.
I totally agree with you. He would have had 6.
Ooh.
I was looking for the number. 45 is not on my stat sheet, but you just informed me it was Hoffman. It's like where his name is, the number is not there.
He's brand new. We've got no info on him. He's brand new. He's the man in mystery.
Oh, man, we got to get him tested. 4-man pressure. Oh, that pass is picked up by Hoffman. And Hoffman fumbled it. And Matthews Jr. picks it up for a first down. That has to be the craziest play I've ever seen here in the SFL. Oh, my. I wonder if they're going to challenge this and see if Hoffman made a football move. What a play.
That would be a heck of a challenge, wouldn't it? And we were just talking about Hoffman. He gets his first career interception in the SFL and gives it back to the other squad. Oh, my goodness.
And Charleston is not going to challenge the play. Same formation here for the Corsairs. And Caswell goes down. I want to say there was Spear. Vince Caswell throws the bottom of the field, and that is to Curtis. 3rd and 3 now. 6 seconds left on the clock. No timeout is going to be called by Queen City. Oh, they called it with 3 seconds left on the.
And we've seen this before, Damon, especially in the SFL, is that sometimes clock management just gets a little lost in the wash, and I think that kind of happened here with Queen City, especially with the crazy play we saw a couple plays ago with the interception and the fumble right back.
That was bananas. That play was crazy.
Bananas.
I lost my lid on that one.
I was so excited for the young guy finally getting his first pick, and then, oh, man, he got crunched. Oh, poor guy.
Yeah, dude got smacked. And there's a sack at the end of the quarter. Defensive line here for the Charleston Predators are bringing as well, and that's Sam Lance there.
Man, and they're getting salty, man. They hear me talking about Queen City's defense. They want to hear their names on the loudspeaker too.
And that's going to do it for the first half, people. The Predators are Eric, after the first half there, what are your predictions for this second half, or what do you expect for Queen City to do to get things going? They haven't ran the ball much with Jared Willis, I think he's maybe only have 2 carries out of the game. Let me take a look at the stat sheet, or you can correct me if I'm wrong, if you have it up already.
No, he's got it looks like he's got 5 carries, which still isn't a ton. Only for 27 yards. Both these teams, they are very heavy on the run defense right now, and both these halfbacks are very, very impressive halfbacks. So I think we might see both teams go to the air maybe a little bit more in the second half. We'll have to kind of wait and see. It's been a bit of an unpredictable game so far, Damon.
Absolutely. It has been unpredictable, and just I have to give it up for Queen City's defense for keeping Swearingen in check after the performance he's put on last week. They held him under. He's under 4 yards per carry. But you can't round it off to 4. He's at 3.6. Only 40 yards on 11 attempts. And here's a return, man. The lake is out to the 29-yard line.
Yeah, and Swearingen, he's up to about 72 yards from scrimmage because he's done some damage through the air as well, but no touchdowns on the scoreboard. He's run it 11 times for 40 yards, so like you said, 3.6 a carry. Just not what we were seeing from him against the Sharks in week 1.
Here's Drew on a 2-step drop. Drew throws right across the middle, and Harrison picks up the reception for the first down.
And Harrison with the touchdown grab earlier in the ball game, still up to his old tricks as he's able to get the first down out across to the 42. A good-looking play there on first down to get things going. Gain a good chunk of yards, 13 yards there.
3 wide receiver set here for TD Drew. Swearingen, I think they're going to call a face mask on. Or it could be roughing the passer. I wasn't expecting that one.
Wow.
As Drew was getting hit, arm going forward, ball hits Moet, number 67, in the back, and the referee called that play.
Oh, man, they did him dirty on that.
Oh, 62.
Oh, wow.
Oh, 62, you need to stop it.
Ah, jeez, man. Where's a clip gate coming again? Are we gonna see that again? Is there gonna be a phantom clipping call coming up here soon?
5-yard penalty on the play. 3 wide receivers set it for Drew on a 2-step drop. Throws a bomb downfield, is intercepted.
Wow.
That is Rings coming away with his first INT of the day.
Pharaoh Reigns looking very impressive here as he goes up and gets the ball right in front of Dulake. Dulake actually had a decent route going there, but Reigns just saw it the whole way, came and jumped right in front of him, took it right from him.
I agree with you, Eric. I mean, Reigns, he showed that he wanted the ball. He wanted it. And that's what happens when you play aggressive and you go after the ball and not wait for the ball to come for you. And here's Caswell once again, empty formation, shotgun, gets pressure up the middle. Oh, what a hop step throw. Wow. And that pass is complete across the middle of the field. You gotta be kidding me. What a catch.
Unbelievable
to the tight end,
play. Unbelievable play. You've got to be kidding me. Not even one of your star players either. That's Morris Jackson, one of the extra tight ends on that play, making the catch off that fadeaway kind of Kobe pass there.
3-step drop here by Caswell. Caswell goes across the middle of the field. It is Morris again. Oh, no, it's Matthews. I just saw 9. I thought it was Morris Jackson. Matthews coming away with the outstanding catch here.
And Jay Matthew Jr., he's made himself known here in the last maybe quarter and a half or so. And we talked about it a little bit, Damon. They might go to the air to start things off, and sure enough, that's what it's looking like here. Run game be damned. We're just going to go ahead and bombs away.
Absolutely. Shotgun formation. 2 wide receiver set. Matthews is on the tight end side of the left here. He goes out on an out route down to the bottom of the field. Now he makes the reception, almost tipped away by Hoffman. I am impressed by this man.
And I was watching him the whole way. As soon as you pointed him out down there at the bottom of the screen, I was watching him the whole way. And man, Hoffman knew what he was doing the whole way. Caswell just threw that ball perfectly, and Matthew made an incredible catch as well.
Same formation, play action Willis. Throws a strike towards the back of the end zone. It's caught by Chris Curtis for a touchdown as he crosses Hollywood Boulevard, Eric. Oh my, what a strike by
And A.J. Caswell, he knows how to thread the needle again. As we look at this play here, Curtis is just in a circle where the defense is just completely void. Beat his man off the line. Safety was across over on the other side of the field. Could not come over and help in time. Touchdown for the Corsairs.
Eric, I think I heard the zip all the way up here in the booth, man.
Uh-huh.
My goodness, what a laser. I don't think I dropped that fast. We got to get a speedometer reading.
Get a little radar gun on that guy?
Yes, sir. There's the extra point attempt by Matthews right down the middle there.
And I think the commish touched on this in the chat here. This is the most exciting 10-6 game in football. Now it being 13-10.
It has been a really good one thus far, I must say. Make sure you follow the SFL on Twitter at SimulationFL. Let's get all your up-to-date information. View your social media. Here's DeLuke once again, and he's tackled and brought down. I keep saying DeLuke, it's Dulake.
Dulake, yes.
It's
Dulake.
like a French ring to it. I wonder if he's from Louisiana.
Right? I'm not sure where that's Dulake. I'm trying to think of where that'd be from. I mean, maybe it's Cajun. Who knows?
It sounds Cajun.
I like Cajun flavor.
I love it. Oh man, I love blackened catfish.
Oh.
Oh, there's a strike across the middle, and that pass is deflected, knocked away by Avery King.
Avery King very active this evening as well. 6 tackles, a pass defended there. Very, very good showing from him tonight on the defense.
Eric.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I was asking, have you ever had blackened chicken breast?
Blackened chicken breast. Oh, yes. Anything blackened. You can blacken anything and I'll eat it.
There's a strike past to Ken McCarroll, and he picks up 4 yards on that reception. 3rd and 6 now for the Predators.
Yeah, anytime you go ahead and just throw a little smoke on there, a little char on it. Oh, yeah. I'm feeling right and feeling tight. Especially catfish. I love catfish.
Hey, you my kind of guy. We have to go to dinner after this. Here's Drew on a 2-step drop, and that pass is deflected, knocked away. And that is Martell on the deflection.
Man, he couldn't believe it either.
And my
Shaking his head
apologies.
in disbelief.
Yeah, my apologies. Did not go over the key players of this game. We were so excited to get things going here. We'll do it after this punt here. We'll start off with Queen City Corsairs and move over to the Predators defense. Is it kind of late? We just about mentioned everybody.
I mean, I feel like we mentioned everybody. We can still give them a shout out, though. Everybody appreciates a good shout out.
Yeah. As a return man only picks up a few yards, maybe 3, after receiving the punt at the 30. Sanchez on the return. Key players for the Queen City Corsairs. Quarterback, number 16, A.J. Caswell. Running back, number 24, Jared Willis. Wide receiver, number 84, Chris Curtis. 88, wide receiver, Stephen Hecker. And 49, tight end, 49, James Matthews Jr. Caswell underneath the center, trips right. Jared Willis in the backfield. Have not had a carry in the second half until now, and Willis breaks free. Picks up 9 yards on that scamper right up the middle.
And that was a good looking play there. He had great blocking up front as we get another look. Just right up the middle as the offensive line just seals it for him. And he gets a good 8 or 9 yards on first down for his first carry of the second half. And we're now, 3 minutes gone at this point.
It was a great run there by Willis. his first carry of the half. Well, this is probably their first drive. Let's see here. Here's Caswell underneath the center, and Willis is not going to get the first down. Picks up 1 yard. They're going to give him forward progress before being brought down at the 40. I'm going to say he's brought down to
That brings up a 3rd and short here. Very crucial down here, Demond, as they come out an offset eye.
Here's another hand out here to Willis. Gets blocked, and no, he's stopped in the backfield. And that's free safety.
It's a tale of 2 drives for me, Demond. It just looks like they completely changed the game plan between this drive and the drive previously where they got on the board with the touchdown. I'm not sure what on the sideline they were kind of thinking, but it certainly was different than the drive before.
They must have heard me mention that Willis wasn't getting the ball as much, and they wanted to get him involved on that drive. Or maybe they're trying to go conservative. I think it's too late to go conservative here in the middle of the 3rd quarter to do that. I think you would wait till the 4th quarter comes around, right, Eric?
Well, certainly with it being a 3-point game, you certainly can't, rest on your laurels right now. You got to hit the gas and make sure that you get more points, as many points as possible at this point.
3 wide receivers set here for Drew. Drew gives a hand off to Swearingen right up the middle. My goodness, the big bulldozer. Picks up 9 yards on that carry.
And we've seen flashes of him tonight. He might be coming out of his shell a little bit here, Demond. We'll have to see if they keep feeding him or if Charleston elects to go the Queen City route a couple drives earlier and maybe air it out a bit more.
Man, this dude moved fast to be as big as he is, 245. Swearingen right up the middle. He's hit. Spear. Jacoby.
Man, and Achilles Frank came in there like a rocket. He's at a free safety spot. He comes in there and makes that stop. That was an incredible play.
3rd and 1 here for TD Drew. Underneath the center, Swearingen. Half back to the left. And Drew is hit behind the line of scrimmage. Brought down, losing 3 yards on the tackle. And it's none other than the defensive end, Jeff Dudley. Duffy, I said.
And it looked like it was Duffy and it was Jacoby getting in there and getting the big pressure on Drew, forcing the sack and forcing the punt.
And there's the punt there by Greyjoy. Oh my, there's Sanchez on the return. And you know what? I keep calling him Dudley because Dudley has been on my mind all day. The guy that plays basketball in the NBA, I think he's just signed with the Los Angeles Lakers.
He did, yes.
And I saw something where that Amari Stoudemire is in plans of coming back. He worked out for about 12 teams last week in Las Vegas. And someone said on Twitter, if Jared Dudley can get a contract, I know Amari Stoudemire can get a contract. and there's Willis right up the middle of the field. They're going to hand the ball off to him once more. I think, was that Hoffman on the tackle?
Yeah, I think it was Hoffman getting in there and making the stop. A good solid play there, only for a gain of a couple. And, again, Willis showing some spark like with Swearingen, but we're not sure what we're going to see here for the rest of the game.
Split back formation for Caswell. 5-step drop. Throws across the middle of the field. And pass is dropped. Intended for Stephen Hacker. And he dropped it.
And he knows it too. Slaps his hands together in disgust, shaking his head. He just knows that he dropped that one. And unfortunate for him, that brings up a 3rd and 8 for his squad here. And this Predator defense has been playing very, very well tonight.
3 wide receivers set here for Caswell. Willis in the backfield to the right. Play action by Caswell. Throws an out route to Matthews Jr. He crosses the first down line and picks up 2 yards more afterward, out to the 49-yard line of Charleston.
Man, and the fact that he had to come back to the football in order to get it, I think that's what kind of slowed this play down a little too much. He still got plenty of time for the first down, but the fact he had to come back to the ball, I think, slowed down everything. He couldn't get as much yardage as he possibly could because, man, he was alone out there.
Absolutely. High snap, Caswell throws an out route to Matthews once again, and Matthews picks up 5 yards on that reception. Matthews is everywhere, all over the field, making catches for the Corsairs.
And the rookie's over 100 yards on the evening, 10 catches, 113 yards. And he has been very, very active. That first quarter, I think, was the only one that he really had a case of the whoopsies. But after that, he's just been on fire.
4 wide receivers set here for Caswell. Shotgun formation, empty backfield. Throws an out route to the top of the field. Got a reception. That's Willis. And Willis picks up the first down and 15 yards more after the catch. Out to the 27-yard line now of the defense.
Man, and what a play. Again, this was very, very similar to a play we saw in the first half. And this guy reminds me a lot of another guy in the NFL, Alvin Kamara. He knows how to run routes like this guy. And, man, Jared Willis just showing off every bit of skill that he's got tonight. Very impressive play.
Here's Caswell. Steps up in the... He's brought down. Gonna lose 4 yards on that sack.
Oh, and guess who that is? That's the big boy. I think Bob Mallet got in there, got himself another sack. Gary Pike got in there too as well. Very, very impressive showing from this defensive line of Charleston tonight.
This defensive line is something else. Here's Caswell across the middle. This time Hacker comes away with it. And he's going to pick up 5 yards on that reception.
Sets up a 3rd and 9, DeMond, and man, there's not a whole lot of plays in the playbook that it's going to get you a first down on a 3rd and 9. We'll have to see what Caswell pulls out of the hat here.
Three wide receivers set here for Caswell. Play action to Willis. Caswell gets pressured again. He's brought down. This time he's going to lose. Play.
And again, every member of this defensive front is getting in on the action. Joe Maul getting in there time and making the stop, forcing the big sack and forcing him out of field goal range here. Ricky Matthews going to have to punt instead of attempt a field goal.
Here's a punt here by Matthews. The crazy thing is that Charleston does not have a key defensive player on their front defensive line, and they're coming away with sacks all game long.
Absolutely. I wonder if there's some sort of adjustment that Queen City can make in order to combat this defensive front, because whatever protection they have called at the line right now is not working.
I totally agree with you. They need to do something on that side. Charleston has a total of 6 sacks in this game tonight.
That is inexcusable from the offensive line standpoint.
Trips left here for TD Drew. Swearingen in the backfield. 5-step drop by the QB. Drops it off to Swearingen, and Swearingen maybe going to pick up a yard. It's a QB comparison there, Eric. 118 for Drew and 234 for Caswell.
And Caswell, been a little bit looser with the football, been able to have free reign of the playbook, throw the ball around a little bit. Drew, not so much. He's been trying to get Swearingen back and involved in the game as he's been such a big part of this offense.
There's Drew, throws an out route to the bottom of the field, and it's to Carroll. And we're going to say that's Carroll's 6th reception of the night. I'm sorry, not his 6th reception. My apology. I was looking at yards.
I was about to say, he hasn't had all that many catches tonight. I'm not sure if that's his 6th or not.
Three wide receivers set in for TD Drew. 5-step drop, steps up in the pocket, throws right down the middle of the field, and passes intercepted.
And that's the other piece of the equation that you get there, Demond, is that when the defensive front adds pressure like that, you force turnovers. As we get another look here, Drew was being harassed from the get-go. He had to get rid of the football, and unfortunately for him, he just throws it right to Achilles Frank.
Was it Achilles Frank? I thought it was Pharaoh Reigns.
Oh, I'm sorry,
25.
Pharaoh Reigns. Yeah, I'm getting the two numbers mixed up. My fault.
No problem, no problem. We're here to help each other out, lift each other up, never tear one down. Matthews on the line at the top of the field. Those is dropped down here to Willis, and Willis try to bulldoze forward and nothing doing. Picks up 1 yard though.
Yeah, and bulldozing, not exactly Jared Willis's forte here. 5'11", 215. He's not really going to run over just about anybody on that football field, especially on that Charleston defense when the safeties are 240 and 250. So no, thank you.
Key players for this defense: Jack Brown, outside linebacker; Brandon Haight, inside linebacker. Cornerbacks are Bravo and Holly. Caswell step in the middle of the field. He throws to Matthews. Matthews 3rd and 2 now. Picks up 7 yards on the play.
And
Holly
Matthew
and
Jr.
Conley. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No,
my
he's
bad.
continuing to be a huge presence here for the offense. He's really been the only guy that has put up any sort of key numbers, with the exception of Chris Curtis with the touchdown earlier.
And that's the end of the third quarter, people. Put your boards in the air as we're heading into the fourth quarter here in Buffalo, New York. The 3-10 over the Predators. Take a look at our sponsor here. Tonight's Simulation Football League broadcast on YouTube is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to secure the bag. ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL, and Sector 6 custom esports jersey and apparel, and the exclusive SFL shop provider, SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Arrow Shots, brought to you by AirViews. United by Drone. Visit airviews.com to see more drone footage. Third and 2 now for the Queen City Corsairs in enemy territory at the 11-yard line of Charleston. There's Caswell, dumped it off to Willis, and Willis going to come up short. 1 yard away from the first down, but you got to give credit to the defense. Number 42, outside linebacker Jack Brown, who had a nice time over in Mexico City. Eric, what you think of that play by Brown?
Yeah, Jack Brown just turns on the jets and is able to meet Willis out on that far sideline there. And man, Queen City rolling the dice a little bit here with only a 3-point lead, trying to get more on the board.
And it looks like Caswell and the Corsairs are going to go for it. They're going to call timeout instead.
It was looking a little dicey there, Damon. I thought that they might just let it ride and see if maybe they could get the first down or possibly the touchdown, but it looks like Eric Barkley electing to burn their first time out here.
I was with you on the inside. I was like, go for it, go for it, go for it.
Yes.
I love it when a team goes for it on 4th and 1, 4th and inches, man. I don't know why I like it. I just love it.
Just let it ride, man. Let it ride. You got to risk it for the biscuit.
Absolutely, man. Instead, we're going to settle for a 21-yard field goal. 22-yarder. Something like that. 22. 27. I was way off.
27. Math. Who needs math? We don't do math up here.
I'm normally pretty good at this. I don't know what I was looking at. Oh, you know what it was? The ball was at the 12. And that's what I was looking at, and not that, and not the kicker being 7 yards back. I was way off. So.
Oops.
Yeah, right. Oops.
Oops.
Not looking at the kick. The ball was spotted at the 17. And here's I don't forgot the guy. Luke, we talked about the guy earlier.
That's our boy Dulake. Yes. Our boy Dulake with another return.
Dude Lake got smoke coming out of his mouth when he breathes. Is it cold? It's 74 degrees. That's not cold weather.
I know everybody's wearing long sleeves out here. I'm seeing a
Look
little
at
bit
Drew.
chilly weather. I know. I'm confused just like you, man. And
Well, I guess because you and I, we in control air system up here in the booth. We don't feel what's on the field. And down goes Drew. Corsair said, we're going to pay you back for that one. And that's Kyrie Hasten.
12th overall pick getting in there and making his first sack of the evening, adding into Jeff Duffy's numbers. Looking good on defense for Queen City. We'll have to see if they can keep up the pressure on Drew.
Hand off here to Swearingen. Swearingen is going to pick up 4 yards on that play. I had to hesitate because I didn't know if it was going to be a play action or not, Eric. I didn't want to be fooled. I didn't want to be fooled.
You got fooled on the field goal. You don't want to get fooled on the play action.
3 wide receivers set here for TD Drew. 1 step drop back, and that passes to Dulake, and Dulake is going to drop it.
Oh man, that was a there was a lot going on in that play there. I know I kind of, hoping that Dulake would hold on to the ball. He had a shot at it. Shea Carroll had a shot at it. No one came up with a football. 4th down.
I don't think any of those guys wanted it.
It didn't look like it.
Here's Stephen Greyjoy with the punt. I'm sorry. That's Pete Zorin on the punt. Greyjoy is the kicker. Sorry, my apologies.
It's all right. Kicker punter extraordinaire Ricky Matthews, the only guy that does both of them.
You know what? I'm used to the roster sheet as how it was last year.
Yeah.
With that, it was kicker punter, and that's how I looked at. I just looked at the second name on it. And so this year they have it by numbers instead of position.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right.
There's a completion to the top of the field. Johnny Bravo.
James Matthew getting in there, making another catch there. He's just been on fire. He's the only wide receiver they've got right now for Queen City, seems to be.
Earlier in the chats, DB King's Matthews guy. And your clue is just as best as ours, which we don't know up here either. But we know that he's a rookie, and he's been playing some great ball tonight. And off here to Willis, and Willis is going to come up short for the first down. 3rd and 1. My goodness. What a gang of predators came seeking for this guy.
And that's where this name comes from. These guys are a bunch of predators out there. They smell blood in the water, and they're ready to hunt. And that's old boy Bob Malik getting in there again, making the tackle for loss this time. He's had a couple sacks tonight.
Hate sees where the player's going. Oh, he comes up short. Willis picks up the first down, gets into the secondary before Conley was able to bring him down.
And I think that's how this ball game is going to be, Damon. I think it's just going to be just the dink and dunk. It's going to do, it's going to be just these plays that get you just enough, and then the final play to kind of push yourself over the edge. I don't think we're going to see a ton of breakout plays from here on out.
I think I have to agree with you, Eric. Just going to play it safely here. Here's Willis up the middle of the field, and Willis is brought down after picking up 2 yards.
And if you think about it, Damon, just going back to that previous point, we really haven't seen a ton of huge plays anyhow. The only one that's kind of coming to my mind right now is Ken McCarro on that jump off sides a little bit earlier in the ball game. But we haven't really seen big throws, big runs, none of that.
There's another handoff here to Willis, and Willis is going to be brought down by Conley and Holly. Brown was on the tackle on the last play. 3rd and 6 now for Queen City. You're right, Eric. I think they're just going to play here. I don't agree with because you're only up by 6 points.
They're going to try and just get just enough to kind of keep themselves afloat here and come out with the W.
4 wide receiver sets. Underneath the center is Caswell. Caswell goes deep on the Coast Porter route, and that pass is incomplete as it was intended for Hacker. Conley deflects it away. Was that Conley or was it Oscar Steed?
I think it was a little bit of both, and it's a good thing that I'm just a analysis guy up here and not a tarot card reader, because, man, I'd have been fired right then thinking they weren't going to go deep or anything. Nope, just throw it deep the next play. Make me look like a fool.
And here's Matthews. Double duties tonight. On the punt, going to bounce at the 6-yard line. Oh, he's going to run it inside of the end, touchback.
Yeah, Morris Gibson couldn't quite hit the brakes on that one, Demond, and his momentum just carried him into the end zone. Fortunately for him, ends up being a touchback.
TD Drew brings his troops out onto the field. Looks like a tight trips bunch. Trips to the left. Swearingen in the back, throws a strike across the middle of the field. He got his reception by Shea Carroll.
And Carroll in that formation just ran a quick, in crossing route across the middle of the field. TD Drew saw it and just got it to him immediately and was able to pick up a good chunk of yards there on first down.
Single back right to Swearingen. 3 wide receiver set here now for Drew. Drew's going to hand it off into Swearingen up the middle, and he's not going to get the first down. Going to come up shy by 2 yards. 72 yards on the ground for Swearingen today. After the big performance he had last week, give credit to the
And the Corsair defense has just come out to play tonight. His longest run of the ball game has been 17 yards. That's a far cry from what he had last week. Over 350 yards on the ground and 4 touchdowns.
And there's a strike down to the bottom of the field. That pass is going to be deflected. And that is Pharaoh Rains playing outstanding defensive cover. And that was versus Macaro.
And Pharaoh Rains coming up. He's got a pick already this evening and made sure to knock that ball to the turf to make sure that the completion wasn't had. Charleston in trouble here as they're spinning their wheels on offense, and Queen City making sure that their boot is on the throat right now.
Yeah, just a little bit more of a squeeze, and this thing may be over for Charleston. But they're still in it. 5 minutes and 28 seconds left on the ticker. Queen City up 16-10 over the Charleston Predators. 1st and 10 for Queen City. The defense of the Predators is being shown now.
Still plenty of time, Demond. There's still plenty of time for Charleston to get back in this. I mean, they're still in this ball game right now.
You're absolutely
still a
right.
one-possession ball game.
Trips left. Here for Caswell. Jared in the backfield, goes out on the route. Caswell throws a loaf right across the middle of the field. And that pass is deflected away by Haight.
And the receiver just seemed to have run right into the defense. The defender wasn't coming up and impeding him in any way, shape, or form. He was just kind of standing his ground. So when the receiver came up, he just kind of hit a brick wall and couldn't advance any further, which is why you saw the ball hit the turf there.
Split backs now for Queen City. Jared in the backfield to the left. Caswell throws it right through the middle of the field, and that pass is going to be incomplete, intended for Stephen Hacker. Hacker only has 3 receptions, thrown to 7, and has 1 drop. Look at that. I think that mustache is.
Always got to dig the stash, man. Always got to dig the stash. But that was a Caswell special right there, trying to thread the needle and just, I think, put a little too much sauce on it as it zinged by everybody.
Yeah, that joker went straight through. Caswell gets pressured, and Caswell's brought down. My goodness, where did this man come from? Because he came out of nowhere. Bob Mallett, I think that's Mallett's 4th sack of the night.
He's at least got 3 for sure. I'm pretty sure you're right, though. I think that's his 4th there. as he does a little fadeaway celebration as he's having the game of his life. Get that man a contract.
Absolutely. Let him sign the contract tonight
Uh-huh.
because he has been a thorn in Caswell's side all night long. As Matthews on the punt. And the Lake. No, I take that back. That's not the Lake. That is 38, Zachary Bates. Maybe the Lake was injured or so, and we did not get notification of that one.
Maybe getting a little star power back there on the punt returns.
Something. Substituting guys.
This defensive line of Charleston, though, keeping them in the ball game right here.
I totally agree with your partner. Trips left here for Drew. Drew's going to hand it off to Swearingen up the middle of the field. Swearingen is going to pick up 5 yards before him being brought down by Nacho Sicaro.
Nacho Sicario and Tim Jacoby both getting in there, making the stop. And Sicario, one of the better strong safeties out there in this ball game, man.
For some odd reason, every time I hear or say the name Sicario, I think about, oh, that pass is almost intercepted by Sicario. What is the guy for WWE? Cesaro? It's something like that. What is his name? I think he's from Ireland? No.
That's out of my realm of expertise there. I don't know if I can help you out with that one.
Cesar. I think it's Cesar. Cesario. Something like that. Every time I think of Sicario, someone in the chat put his name for. I know it starts with a C, and he grabs someone by the ankles and he'll spin him around in the middle of the ring. It's crazy. There's a strike across the middle of the field, and it's Drew Lake. Run away with that reception, picks up the first down out to the 43-yard line of Queen City. On the other side of the field now, all the Predators.
And he's not hurt, Damon. He ran a crisp route here, right in the middle of the field, right where the defenders were not. An impressive spin move. Sees one dude go flying. It was a bit of a duck thrown by TD Drew, but still able to make the play.
First and 10 from your Americans, 42 yards.
Here's trips left for Drew, and oh my goodness, Swearingen is hitting the backfield on a 3-yard loss. Cesaro, that's his name.
Yeah, Cesario. Yeah, it looks like T-Roy gave you a pat on the back there and got you his name.
Thank you, TMG. What a great defensive play by the Queen City defensive front. Stopping Swearingen on that handoff play there. Here's Swearingen on a swing, and he's going to picks up 5 yards. Looks like 6 on that reception. 3rd and 7 now. 3 minutes left in this ball game. Charleston got to get something going here, Eric. They got to get in the end zone. They can't settle for 3.
Well, and this is their opportunity right here to run the 4-minute offense, keep Queen City's offense on the bench, and make sure that they get points on the board. They got to get paid or throw. You're absolutely right.
Here's Drew on a 7-step drop, and Drew goes down. Big time. Kyrie Hansen, the rookie. That's why they brought him in, to bring pressure on the QB. And just look at him there. Just stood like the big red machine known as Kane.
And Jack Brown in the chat giving a nod to this Queen City defense, because after all those sacks that Charleston's getting on their end, Queen City still has the lead, but this Queen City defense is doing the same thing. They've been adding pressure to TD Drew all night long and forcing plays like that. So unfortunately for the Predators, they got to give it back and hope for one more stop from their defense.
And their defense has been playing outstanding ball in this game. Have not given up any big plays to the Queen City Corsairs. As we know, Queen City knows how to pick up big plays and bomb it deep downfield.
They certainly have the weapons to do that. Shoot, we've seen James Matthew Jr. catch everything that even sniffing distance his way. So I would certainly watch out for him wherever he's at. Circle him wherever you see him on the field right now.
Single back slot, power left. And that's to Willis, and Willis going to pick up a yard. What a quiet night for him.
There's Jack Brown getting in there on the stop, his first season here in Charleston, as we hit the 2-minute warning, Damon.
There it is, 2-minute warning. Make sure to like the SFL on Instagram at SimulationFL. Give partner Nation Best a like. What a sound like the broadcaster from what's the name of that movie? I want to say it was Rookie of the Year. Oh, what a movie. Do you remember that?
Oh, Rookie of the Year. Absolutely. I love that movie.
With the little kid, he breaks his arm, and then his tendons in his arm becomes like real tight, and he can like throw a fastball really crazy. That was hilarious. Yeah, one of my favorites.
So one of those good feel-good movies.
Absolutely. Here's a fun fact for you. How many of you people out there know that Kobe Bryant sits his family down every 4th of July to watch The Sandlot?
Did not know that.
There's a handout to Willis to the top of the field, and Willis is going to come up short of the first down. And I think that was the plan for Queen City, to go ahead and just play conservative and kick it back to the Predators, as their defense has been playing pretty good.
Well, it looked like they were actually going to get some decent yardage on this drive a couple plays ago, because Queen City burned one of their timeouts. But on that next play, Charleston saw an opening and knocked them back, burning their second timeout. So they've got one timeout left to go here.
There's the return man, and that is Bates once again on the punt return. 1 minute and 43 seconds left. A touchdown plus the extra point will take the lead for Charleston, but there's a big main defense standing on the other side and in the way of TD Drew and the Charleston's Predators offense.
Oh, and they're coming up into press coverage here, Demond.
Absolutely. Looks like they're going to bring pressure too, also right up the middle. And there's going to be a twist. And the defensive tackle comes up short. That pass is intercepted. Oh my goodness, what a play by Tanner Hendricks. I don't think we call this guy name all game long.
We did not, and he was a former Spitfire member. The Spitfire moving to Charleston in this offseason, and he's making a big play against his former team as he gives the Corsairs the ball back.
What a play by Hendricks. Have not been called, had his name called all night long, but comes up big when it matters, right within the 2-minute warning. And that's the final time out there for Charleston.
So it's looking like Queen City's going to walk out of here with a victory, not without impressive amount of effort on both sides of the football. This was definitely more of a nail-biter than I think we were expecting. We were expecting a little more fireworks, Damon.
I have to agree with you. We most definitely were, and that's something that we spoke of in pregame, is that we were expecting these two offenses to come out and put on a slugfest. But this has been one of the best defensive games that I've seen. It loved to play when Hoffman got the INT, and then he lost it on a fumble, and then Matthews picked it up. Oh, man. I mean, we just saw some great plays. Saw some great plays in this game. The offside that led to the big play, the one that you said you loved earlier as well, to McCarro.
There were definitely some good plays, plenty of good plays from both sides. And Bob Mallett on the Predators side there, getting 3.5 sacks, being an extra guy out there on defense, not one of the star players on this defense, and still making his presence felt, as it looks like Queen City might punt the ball back and give Charleston 10 seconds or so.
That's about 15. Yeah, it's about 15, 14 seconds difference. They're going to let this baby run all the way down.
Why wouldn't you at this point?
Here's Bates on the return, and Bates goes nowhere. Picks up 1 yard on the return. 11 seconds left. Charleston comes out, Hail Mary formation. Maybe get sometime, maybe 4 wide receivers set, get something going to the sideline, get out of bounds, then come back with a Hail Mary play.
It's certainly not impossible. We've seen it happen, but it's certainly improbable at this point.
11 seconds left on the clock. Here in Queen City, 3 wide receivers set. Swearingen in the backfield to the right. Nicaro down to the bottom, goes on a streak route, and that pass is tipped in, almost intercepted by Nacho Sicario.
Ooh, and he had a good look at this ball, too. An impressive play by the defender to tip the ball up in the air, and Sicario just can't quite come up with it.
Six seconds left on the clock. Defense is playing press coverage. There's a strike across the middle, and that pass is going to be caught by Dulake. And that's going to end it. That's the ball game, people. The Corsairs wins in front of their home crowd, and here's the post-game show.
Yeah, and just an impressive showing tonight by both squads. You see the obvious difference in the passing yards, but both teams unable to get the ball going on the ground, and both teams able to have their defenses stand tall tonight. So hats off to both teams as they are both now 1-1. But Queen City certainly they got this win tonight and deserve this win for sure.
Absolutely. After the defensive performance we saw Charleston put up last week versus the San Francisco Sharks, they came out and played great defensive again as well versus Queen City. This defensive front for Charleston just might be a little skip than what a lot of people may have anticipated them to be.
Oh yes, I would definitely watch out for this team moving forward. This Predator team is not the previous iterations of this squad that you've seen in other cities. A lot like what we saw with St. Louis against Seattle, we're seeing a completely different team out there on the football field, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you, brother. And the Corsairs just played a sound mind. I mean, they played a sound game. Not too many turnovers by Queen City. When there was a turnover, they forced it in. They got it right back. That was hilarious. I don't think I would ever let that one go.
Yes. He still got his first career interception, though, as we get a look. 2K Sports Player of the ball game.
Absolutely. AJ Caswell. Oh, man, look at those numbers. 89.3 QBR. I think I drive just about that fast every day.
Ooh.
No, I'm about 80. And hey, everybody, I was your play-by-play commentator tonight, and he is Eric?
I'm here. I am Eric Vincent. I'm signing off.
Thank you.
Doing analysis tonight.
Everyone, have a good night. Cameron Irvine, take us out of here, buddy.
Thank you, Demond. Atlanta and Tulsa are still doing battle, and Tulsa just scored. It's 28-19. Atlanta leads, but the Desperados still have something left in the tank. Head over to the other SFL network channel on YouTube to watch the conclusion of the game now. And thanks, everyone who tuned in to Charleston and Queen City tonight.